Now, obviously, we have updates on the ongoing saga surrounding the president and his sex trafficking bestie, Jeffrey Epstein.
And it's very sus.
Yeah, you could say that. But you know as well as we do that there's only so many titles and thumbnails that we can make before even we start to get burnt out on this constantly evolving story.
I'm tired of putting pedophiles in my thumbnails.
That's right. So we're going to risk it all this week by leading our tech show with an actual tech story.
What year is this, 2019?
And we're going to hope that people are still able to click on a video that isn't led with a thumbnail or title about our big dumb president. Prove us wrong, because at this point I'm like, I don't know if it'll work.
Some of y'all been complaining.
Yeah, so now it's time to put up or shut up.
Let's see the views.
Instead, we're going to start with Mark Zuckerberg's vision of the future, and then dive into some massive data leaks, and even we threw in a good old-fashioned crypto scam in there too. Doesn't it feel nice? Now, don't get too comfortable, because Meta's Mark Zuckerberg is developing a future where basically any and all younger generations are doomed to be the dumbest, most socially inept people on Earth, dooming the rest of us to suffer through their false sense of superiority as they utilize what Zuck calls his personal superintelligence.
Yep, that's right, folks. You won't need to do any critical thinking at all in the very near future. Thank God.
Woo! I was so tired.
Taking up so much time and energy in my life.
Uh-huh.
You also won't need to memorize anything. And you'll even get real-time guidance on how to interact with other humans. All brought to you by a guy who can't even act like a real human during his own presentation for Meta's so-called personal superintelligence. Here, just take a look at the video where he announces this plan and tell us that it doesn't seem like it's just a somewhat believable AI of Meta's CEO doing the talking.
This vision is different from others in the industry who want to direct AI at automating all of the valuable work. At Meta, we believe in putting the power of superintelligence in people's hands to direct it towards what they value in their own lives. Some of this will be about improving productivity, but a lot of it may be more personal in nature. This is going to be a new era in some ways, but in others, it's just a continuation of historical trends. Advances in technology have freed much of humanity to focus less on subsistence and more on the pursuits that we choose.
Yeah, that clip is also weird because he intentionally flubs a line and starts it in a way that makes it way more believable that he's just your average guy. I'm just a normal human being.
Leave the flubs in.
Yeah, makes me seem more human, right? That's what you're all saying. That's what my 10 people around me are saying.
Yeah, so what exactly is personal superintelligence? Well, it's not anything yet. It's a promise of life-changing technology that is supposedly being developed on hardware that doesn't yet exist, timed to coincide with the company's earnings report in order to give their shareholders just something, anything to look forward to way off in the future.
Yeah.
Hold on to the stock because big things are coming, not anytime soon, but eventually.
In the future, and everyone on Earth is going to want this hot new product, especially guys who want to go to clubs and basically have a pickup artist in their eyeballs telling them exactly what to say and how to respond.
And we've never said this before, but this is going to change everything. This is going to change
the
how
world.
People use the internet, how people interact with each other. It's going to be a paradigm shift. We've never before, not in recent years, not ever, promised that technology that we are working on will do such things.
Everybody forgot why we changed our name to Meta, right?
No, we've always been Meta, actually. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Look, this is all if whatever he's pitching is even adopted by a society that seems to be racing towards an even less connected future. The younger generation seem in some ways opposed to this kind of stuff.
I mean, I think that's probably a minority, but it is sort of as if we raised an entire generation of kids smoking cigarettes since toddler age.
Yeah.
And I mean, I do get the sense that a lot of Gen Alpha and Gen Zers are pretty acutely aware that this shit is not good for them and is making them unhappy.
Now, what he's pitching, though, sounds like wearables that interact with the world around you in real time, monitoring everything that is seen or said, and providing you with feedback on all of that. And that includes bringing up information you might need, making appointments on the fly, translating someone who speaks in a different language, recording entire conversations and saving that data for later, the ability to call back to memories that you experienced while wearing the device, and having a world of knowledge on you at all times that uses AI, or their branding. Superintelligence. It's different, damn it.
Superintelligence.
And that's all to make everything extremely fluid. It has to be so quick that you barely even notice it's there. And that is the craziest thing, is that I already hate those Ray-Ban sunglasses, and I really haven't experienced someone wearing them in real life. The only time I see them are on DJs.
Quentin Quarantino has them, and he wore them to some protests.
Oh, okay. Well, there's one use
And
case.
got like a lot of use out of them. So I was like, okay, but that is the one time I've seen
yes.
someone who doesn't fucking suck wearing those and actually using them.
Yeah. So, but
Awesome.
again, they're not mass adopted. And what's scary about those is that, like, yeah, at any point in time, you could just be recorded just on the street doing whatever. Like, it's a complete privacy nightmare.
Yeah.
And then the fact that, like, Meta will be gathering all of this information and processing it through just enormous data centers and using it for super intelligence. We got to regulate these people, and it's certainly not going to happen. But
I don't like this one bit. And this will make people stupider. Stupider.
There you go. Call us Luddites all you want, but this sounds fucking miserable. And not even too far off from the way too connected reality that we're all currently living in with smartphones in every pocket. He just wants it on your face, always recording, always analyzing, always listening. And it's definitely going to be developed off the back of their dumb Meta Ray-Ban glasses, which are already a privacy nightmare, like I said, and you should just avoid anyone that's wearing them.
So Mr. Zuckerberg is pitching this superintelligence as an alternative to what he refers to as the strictly productive AI options out there, which we assume means the enterprise AI software that companies are forcing all their remaining employees to use.
Yeah.
We should reiterate that nobody asked for this, and Meta has failed to predict the future multiple times now, wasting billions of dollars chasing ideas that were never able to catch on, like their namesake, Metaverse.
Yeah, remember that, everyone? It was going to be the future. You could buy your own cool special clothes. You could have any house you wanted, and all of your friends would be there to hang out with you.
You're going to want to invest in real estate in the Metaverse now because,
using Facebook's Lion Coin or whatever the fuck it was at the time.
which like never ended up happening.
No,
Because,
some might say the least adopted cryptocurrency.
yes. The one obvious reason why their company seems to be performing well is due to Instagram, which has continued to perform extremely well, especially after the chaos that was forced upon their main competitor, TikTok, over the past year.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear some more of what Zuckerberg thinks is the future, here's some excerpts from a letter that he released before the earnings call, and then some follow-ups of the call itself from Business Insider.
It seems clear that in the coming years, AI will improve all our existing systems and enable the creation and discovery of new things that aren't imaginable today. But it is an open question what we will direct superintelligence towards. In some ways, this will be a new era for humanity, but in others, it's just a continuation of historical trends. As recently as 200 years ago, 90% of people were farmers growing food to survive. Advances in technology have steadily freed much of humanity to focus less on subsistence and more on the pursuits we choose.
And more on scrolling.
Yeah. At each step, people have used our newfound productivity to achieve more than was previously possible, pushing the frontiers of science and health, as well as spending more time on creativity, culture, relationships, and enjoying life. Okay, this guy is clearly detached from the lived reality of the average person right now.
I mean, up until like a couple years ago, I would have said like, yeah, technology has been a net good for society and for like pursuing personal passions and whatnot. I would say we have very much plateaued there, and we've reached not only plateaued, but this is all now actively making people less motivated, less personally productive.
Less curious.
Yeah, just
And
dumber
also
in general.
living through a time where like everyone is constantly stressed out. Rents are the highest they've ever been. Inflation continues to rise. Like people are working multiple jobs to make ends meet. And so what? Then they're going to toss their glasses on and be like, oh, actually everything's okay because I can talk to a woman now.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, for me, the thing about all this shit, and I think this is probably the source of a lot of like the Gen Z and Gen Alpha stuff, is like, it's just not, we're not built to have this much fucking information constantly bombarding us at all hours of the day. Like in the last couple of years, I've tried to like really take time to like be quiet and disconnected.
Yeah.
And you feel better.
You do.
Even doing that for like little chunks out of the day. It's not good for you to constantly know everything that's fucking happening and constantly have the World Wide Web at your fingertips.
You should check out how easy it actually is to go to sleep when you put your phone in the other room. It actually works, folks.
I need that for my alarm.
And you got to get a watch that buzzes you.
No, well, that's a phone on your wrist.
Okay,
That's
it's just
cheating.
measuring my running, okay? Anyways, his vision clearly relies on people having the financial freedom and time to do all these things while using his product to do so. But it continues, as profound as the abundance produced by AI may one day be, an even more meaningful impact on our lives will likely come from everyone having a personal superintelligence that helps you achieve your goals, create what you want to see in the world, experience any adventure, be a better friend to those you care about, and grow to become the person you aspire to be. That's such, like, insane gobbledygook. You know what people want? They want like secure jobs. They want a future that they can actually believe in. They are currently looking down the barrel of a climate crisis and an economy that is in tatters and a world that hates us. And instead they're like, but it'll be fine. You put on the glasses and you can make your own world.
Put on the glasses.
And he literally
Put on the glasses.
that last part sounds like he's just redoing the metaverse inside of much smaller, more portable glasses.
Yeah. It's like
You can be a better friend.
It-
Like, hey, how do I be a better friend? I don't know. Ask a question to your friend. Here, let me give you some options of questions you can ask.
Here's the thing: you don't need human friends because you got me,
Mark Zuckerberg.
super intelligence. This is it's they live but in reverse.
Yeah.
You're looking around.
Everything's
and
fine.
Everything is fucked up, and here comes Mark Zuckerberg saying, "No, it doesn't have to be like that. Everything can be fine if you just put on the glasses.
Yeah.
Put them on." He
puts
beats
on-
the shit out of you in
He
an
puts on the
alleyway.
glasses and everything becomes vivid, bright color. Everyone's hanging out, having a great time. It's something for sure.
So, okay, buddy, Mark, I'm sorry, but we don't believe you. And even if it were true that you developed something like this, we don't think it would be widely adopted. And we're basing that, again, on the fact that Meta has never developed something that worked the way that they thought it would or was widely adopted for the reasons that they thought it would be.
Yeah.
Their biggest investment in years was the metaverse, which, again, was a massive flop that was widely mocked every step of the way and through every presentation. Even Meta's own employees were not using it, and their jobs relied on its success.
It sucks so bad. I have to work on this thing and I'm not using it.
Instagram, arguably Meta's most successful product, was an app that they acquired from someone else, and it uses features that they stole from other platforms like TikTok and Snapchat. The Ray-Ban glasses, which are also just more advanced Snapchat spectacles, aren't being massively adopted by anyone aside from DJs and influencers. And Facebook is essentially a content graveyard for boomers waiting to die.
Yeah, and it's just filled with AI slop. But now you can view that AI slop in your glasses instead of the real world.
Yeah, this is a cohort of people who are at a time in their life where their brain is not working so good. They're thinking and seeing things that aren't real, and we're gonna help them along that path by actively showing them things that are intentionally not fucking real.
Yeah, there is a Simpsons reference to this where they look around. There's like a homeless guy and he turns into flowers or something like that. So that's the reality they're trying to.
Yeah, we need to make sure that every American dies as angry as possible.
No, when the glasses on, you'll be happy.
Rest in fury.
Yeah, rest in fury, everyone. Woo!
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're a bit skeptical of all this, Mark. But from the earnings call, Zuckerberg basically said, if you don't own a pair of his magic glasses, well, you're gonna look like a damn fool. Everyone's gonna be like, "Hey,
Loser! That guy's experiencing the real world and all of its scars. All the blemishes are there.
I think in the future, if you don't have glasses that have AI or some way to interact with AI, I think you'd probably be at a pretty significant cognitive disadvantage compared to other people," Zuckerberg says. Glasses will be the ideal way to blend the physical and digital worlds together, he predicts, mentioning the metaverse. He's still hung up on that. I'm still not over it. You guys weren't ready for that, but maybe your kids will be.
It's just crazy that he thinks that people that have to use these glasses, they're a crutch for their abilities to think and speak, will the people who don't wear them will have a cognitive disadvantage.
Like, this is just completely at odds with the mountains of data we already have from AI being integrated into people's lives over the last like 3 years.
Yeah.
Which has pretty universally shown that cognitively it's not good for them. They are less curious, less motivated, less smart, less interesting. Less confident in their own ability to fucking think.
These are going to be great for people like me with like full-blown ADHD though, because when I'm watching a movie, instead of picking up my phone to look up, where's this filming location? Who's this man on the screen? Who wrote this movie? Who did this? I can just do it right in my glasses.
You know, like I was born in the wrong decade. I would have killed in the 80s when people had those little tape recorders.
Yeah.
And I just throughout the day just take little audio notes for myself, and then at the end of the day, just play back the tape.
Yeah.
And
credit card, you got it.
Because like nowadays, like I'm just always like randomly like, oh, it's 3 a.m. I can't sleep. Like, who starred in Harry and the Hendersons? I'm gonna look that up. I'm like, why is this even in my fucking brain?
Yeah.
And I can look it up, and then I go down the fucking wiki. John Lithgow. Oh, cliffhanger. Oh, and then it's like the sun's coming up, and I'm like, fuck.
There's another night lost.
But yeah, you know, back then I could have just put that in my tape recorder, gone to sleep, and then headed down to the public library later in the week to investigate my various questions about mundane aspects of life.
That's why you're going to need these glasses, because the library won't exist very soon in Trump's America.
Yeah, I'm sure. Jesus. I haven't heard that argument yet, but we are going to hear that.
Oh, Libby already got like massively defunded. So there's
did it?
It's having a significant effect, yeah.
I haven't noticed any changes.
But no, their ability to acquire more books and stuff from publishers is going to be dwindling. Yes. But, you know, when he did mention the metaverse there in the earnings call, but Business Insider added that this appears to be the only mention of the metaverse in the earnings call. Many people will remember when the metaverse was a big buzzword in Meta's earnings. Looks like that's superintelligence now.
Fell for it again award. Put it on. Here's your Fell for it again award. Moving on to the other sad realities of our way too connected society. Data breaches seem to be completely unavoidable at this point. If you have data, it's out there.
Yeah.
And someone else has it. Most of the time, you have no choice in the matter. Your data is leaked as part of some product or service that you were forced to sign up for. Your service providers, your insurance companies, any number of products that require certain permissions to complete normal tasks that used to be done offline, like purchasing concert tickets, for example. Anything. Yeah. At this point, you should just assume that Murphy's Law extends to everything you do online. If something can leak, buddy, it will leak. So do your best to not put any extremely personal information or conversations in a place that isn't totally encrypted. And even then, it's up to the other people that you are interacting with to have some layer of protection as well.
Yeah.
Something you definitely shouldn't trust is a random app that basically asks you to share personal, vulnerable information with other people. Case in point. An app called T. What's the T, sis? Well, it was marketed as a safe space for women to discuss their dating habits and share information about the men that they are dating in order to make sure that they're safe or that they're, you know, not the unwilling participant in an affair, which is a good idea.
Yes.
On paper. Turning it into an app, making it an app where people have to submit really detailed information about themselves in order to use it.
And then go on to share all of that personal information.
And then just leaving that information on an unsecured server,
Yeah.
not great.
No.
So yeah, T was hacked recently. And after the initial data breach, it appears as though the app was, hacked a second time, resulting in personal information and intimate messages from its users being spread across the internet and, of course, ending up on forums like 4chan, which I didn't know still existed.
Yeah, they were posting photos of people's like identifying.
Yeah, because you
pictures.
literally
you have to scan yourself.
So in order to use the T app, like they didn't want men infiltrating it to see what people were saying about them and whatnot. So you had to like take a picture of your face and also a picture of valid government ID to like verify that you're a woman.
Yeah.
They claimed, they're like, this will be immediately deleted once our AI looks at it. But
turns out they got you.
Yeah, that was a lie.
Now, in the first breach, which was reported on last week, women's IDs were stolen and uploaded online. A second breach revealed users' private DMs, which included identifiable information that was willingly shared between the participants, making it extremely easy to locate the women and the people that they were discussing out in the real world through some very basic steps. And here's 404 with some of their reporting on both incidents. Users from 4chan claim to have discovered an exposed database hosted on Google's mobile app development platform, Firebase, belonging to the newly popular women's dating safety app, T. Users say they are rifling through people's personal data and selfies uploaded to the app, and then posting that data online, according to screenshots, 4chan posts, and code reviewed by 404 Media. In a statement to 404 Media, T confirmed the breach also impacted some direct messages, but said that the data was from 2 years ago. T launched back in 2023, but this week skyrocketed to the top of the US Apple App Store, Business Insider reported. The app lets women anonymously post photos of men, along with stories of their alleged experience with them, and ask others for input.
Are we dating the same guy? Ask our anonymous community of women to make sure your date is safe, not a catfish, and not in a relationship. The app's page on both the Apple App Store and Google Play Store reads, in its terms of use, T says, when you first create a T account, we ask that you register by creating a username and including your location, birth date, photo, and ID photo.
Oof.
Post on 4chan, seen by 404, read as follows. Yes, if you sent T-App your face and driver's license, they doxed you publicly. No authentication, no nothing. It's a public bucket. Driver's licenses and face pics. Get the fuck in here before they shut it down.
Yeah.
In this instance, T released a statement saying their data storage was in compliance with law enforcement requirements and that the data was over 2 years old, which doesn't really make things any better.
No.
But they did feel the need to point that
This is
out,
old, 2023. Who could even remember that far?
All of these women have probably moved to new apartments since then because of all the trouble they were having with the men they were complaining about on the T app.
All of
So
these
it's fine.
people are long dead. They've died of old age.
They've already been murdered by their exes, so it's cool. Not that any of that matters, though, because, within a week of the initial breach, Mr. President, a second breach has hit the intimate messaging app designed to keep women safe.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. And this latest data dump included more than 1 million messages that the outlet was able to obtain. Here's some of their updated reporting.
A second major security issue with women's dating safety app T has exposed much more user data than the first breach we reported last week, with an independent security researcher now finding it was possible for hackers to access messages between users discussing abortions, cheating partners, and phone numbers they sent to one another. Despite T's initial statement that the incident involved a legacy data storage system containing information from over 2 years ago, the second issue impacting a separate database is much more recent, affecting messages up until last week, according to the researchers' findings that 404 Media verified. The researcher said they also found the ability to send a push notification to all of T's users.
This doesn't sound like a very well-built... Was this vibe coded? Did they use AI? No, because the app's more than 2 years old.
Yeah.
So, no, just bad babysitting. My prognosis.
They added that users could be easily found via their social media handles, phone numbers, and real names that they shared in these chats. These conversations also frequently made damning accusations against people who are also named in the private messages, and in some cases are easy to identify.
This is messy, messy, messy.
Yeah. Again, you can't trust these apps, especially one just called T that just randomly pops up. It's like that when that Ice app popped up. I think it turned out to be somewhat legitimate. They've done interviews with the guy who made it and everything.
Well,
it seems to be.
It was sketched because the guy who made it was married to a federal government employee, so people assumed it wasn't legit. But his wife got fired for being married to him, and it seems like he is pretty legit and sincere. But people were just
download this.
Yeah, maybe wait a second.
Don't immediately jump in and start giving this random app all of your information and then identifying where things are happening. Also, if you've read, again, by 404 Media writers, Darkwire, a lot of these apps that start out legitimate can get taken over by the FBI and CIA and turned into fucking honeypots. So just be a lot more careful.
Yeah.
Anyways, their reporting does go into way more depth, and it includes information that was shared as well as methods that they used to confirm that the data was legitimate. And of course, links are always, so the full reporting are always down in the description below. So please go check that out. And while you're there, subscribe to 404. They do incredible work.
But what a fucking mess.
Exactly.
Man. And again, the idea behind the app,
very good idea.
on paper, the basic bones of it, it's this is a good idea, but there's, this is the one thing we didn't want to happen. But it's, every fucking week we find out some scumbag has been mistreating lots and lots of women all over the place. And it would be good for some sort of online whisper network to exist so that people could prevent it from happening to other people. But like in practice, it just doesn't quite work, I guess.
Especially when it comes from a seemingly untrustworthy source.
Yeah. But let's check in on Elon, god damn it, and his latest doomed to fail project, operating a restaurant in the year 2025 in Los Angeles.
Should be easy.
Yeah. Good Lord. So, as we said in our last episode, things haven't really gone smoothly for the fledgling business. The Tesla bot already on vacation despite having one job, serving popcorn. Nobody wants to work anymore. Even
Not
the robots.
They're giving up.
These Gen Z robots.
Yeah, these fucking clankers.
When's my vacation? That's the first thing they ask in the interview. They're not married to their work like my generation. There were photos being shared online of frozen fruit and dairy products being stored outside in the parking lot on a hot summer day. It's been very hot in Los Angeles lately. The neighbors are very rightfully complaining about all the light pollution and the noise from the screens that were supposed to only broadcast audio directly into Tesla vehicles. And the screens are blocking like an entire apartment building's view.
And if they're not blocking it, they're like, imagine the light from an LED with scenes changing all the time, and that just like caking your balcony in light, constantly changing.
Yeah.
And it's open 24/7.
Yeah, the one location so far has become a one-stop shop for Musk-related protests, with people marching in front of the diner with signs, megaphones, and giant inflatable arm-flailing tube men dressed like Musk that repeatedly do a Sieg Heil salute instead of dancing.
Yeah.
And it's very convenient because, like, I believe the main Tesla showroom in LA is at the Glendale
Americana.
The Americana, and you can't really protest there because it's like,
Rick Caruso will personally murder you.
It's a mall.
Yeah.
So this just made it easy because
you just go down to the Tesla diner.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of town. One of the most densely populated parts of town.
Right on a corner, right on the street corner too. Yeah.
So it's been quite the scene to say the least. But now it looks like the diner is already literally falling apart and injuring people that have been brave enough to sit within its presence.
Yeah.
Which is like the most Tesla thing ever.
Yeah, and this sounds
early adopters. Fuck you.
Yeah,
you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah. And this seems like a pretty
still the best burger I've ever eaten. Man, we need to get you to hospital.
This seems like a pretty standard, just bad luck thing. It's just insane that it happened at the Tesla diner within the first week of being open.
Yeah, it's not like a normal thing that happens at restaurants. Yeah. And it happened within like the first days of this place being open.
So according to TMZ, a woman who was sitting on the outdoor patio of the diner was struck by a piece of furniture that came loose and just bonked her right on the head, reportedly missing her small child by inches. A lunch outing turned into a terrifying ordeal for a family at the Tesla diner in Los Angeles, and now they're planning legal action. George tells TMZ his wife Valentina was struck by outdoor patio furniture Monday afternoon as they dined on the rooftop patio of the Tesla diner, which has been open for just 1 week. The couple had just received their food and were seated when an outdoor patio covering came loose and brutally struck her in the forehead. It barely missed our baby's head by inches, George said, adding Valentina appeared confused and briefly lost consciousness following the impact. George immediately reported the incident to the restaurant's manager. He tells us Tesla's security team reviewed surveillance footage and confirmed the strike on video. The Los Angeles Fire Department tells TMZ they responded to a 911 call for a 21-year-old woman complaining of head injuries. George says the family plans to file a lawsuit against Tesla over the incident. Running a restaurant. How hard could it be?
Yeah, it's, it's the safest place to park your money.
Yeah, in the Cybertruck, in the parking lot.
It's a sure thing. Diner. It's a stone cold lock.
Yeah.
Like, the ROI is guaranteed, and it's fucking insane.
It is the beacon for people who are really smart with their money.
Yeah.
The Tesla diner. It's overpriced hot dogs with Cybertrucks in the front.
Restaurants, the number one best investment. Second best investment is buying a Tesla and selling it a year later.
Yeah. Buying a Cybertruck at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think it was Caleb from the former Western Kabuki, current Kill the Internet podcast, but he has just a thread of just messaging people on Facebook who've been trying to sell their Cybertrucks for like months and just being like, "Is this still available?" Yes. just posting the screenshots of the conversation.
$5,000 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have more to get to in the second half of the show, but we do have to pay our bills.
Yeah.
So it's time to thank today's sponsors, starting with Hexclad, literally the best cookware we have ever owned.
I love it.
Crazy good. It's what we use on a daily, near daily basis.
Yeah.
These things are tough, durable, and non-stick in a way that just dominates other products that we've used over the years.
It's nonstick that really actually
and literally saves you gas because you only have to turn the burners on like a little bit, and they get so hot.
They're not. This isn't in the script, but this cookware is actually really great.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
High quality.
So Hexclad cookware has the performance of stainless steel with the convenience of non-stick in one pan. They're easy to clean too. You can throw them in the dishwasher or just wipe them clean after each use. The pans are durable and scratch resistant and are toxin free. And I have such a bad history of like forgetting to clean my pots and pans after I cook, and then the next day it's like, oh God, and it's an ordeal. And these things, you can wait, and in 24 hours later.
But you shouldn't, because that's how you get ants.
Well, luckily I did not get ants, but the easiest pans to clean I've ever had. And Hexclad isn't just about pots and pans. They're knives made of 67 layers of Japanese Damascus steel for a sharper edge that stays sharp longer for effortless slicing.
And don't take it from us alone. Gordon Ramsay uses Hexclad in his restaurants and his home, and he's the toughest critic on the planet.
Yeah. Are you an idiot sandwich?
No,
I don't think so.
My favorite is the wok. It gives you a ton of room to make plenty of food for you and the whole family or friends that are coming over. It is fun to fling that stuff around and mix it up like a pro.
I've been watching so much of my timeline now is people over in China cooking massive meals in their woks, and now I can be like them.
You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice? No, it was me in my Hexclad wok. Again, these nonstick surfaces on these pans, they are truly unbelievable. It is legitimately the nicest cookware set that either of us have ever owned. And for a limited time, our viewers, that's you, can get 10% off your order with our exclusive link. Just head to hexclad.com/newsday or click down below. You can support our show and check them out at hexclad.com/newsday. Make sure to let them know that we sent you. Bon appetit! Let's eat with Hexclad's revolutionary cookware.
And this episode is sponsored by Shopify. When we started this show, it seemed like we just had to figure out pretty much everything on our own. Script, setup, filming schedule, graphics, editing, audio issues, so many audio issues. It was super overwhelming, and every day seemed to introduce a new decision that needed an answer. When you're starting off with something new, it seems like your to-do list keeps growing every day with new tasks, and for millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify.
Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. And get started with your own design studio today. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into big money with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/newsday. Go to shopify.com/newsday. That is shopify.com/newsday.
And the Shop app is very useful for tracking the online orders that you made at like 2 o'clock in the morning and kind of forgot about.
You should get that recorder, Elliot. It's time to change.
All right, back to the news now. And here's a story about the ultimate crossover.
But it doesn't get it right.
Does not get it right, sorry. And we're talking about God, the Lord Almighty, and cryptocurrency, the future of money. And this crossover did not get it right. It went about as well as you could expect, because a pastor in Denver, Colorado, who maybe got a little bit of the altitude sickness, he was just indicted after he ran a scheme involving a God-inspired cryptocurrency that he sold to true believers, only to use all of the money to live in a lavish lifestyle with his wife.
Yeah.
American Protestantism is unparalleled.
We do things a little different.
One of the coolest scenes in the New Testament is Jesus like beating the shit out of this exact guy.
We
Come
never
on.
learn.
Which, it's not too off. This is just really par for the course for preachers of the prosperity gospel, what they've been doing for decades.
Yeah.
How they've been able to rip off their followers in order to live extremely lavish lives in the life that God wants them to live for, being part of the chosen few. Maybe you'll end up in the chosen few, but I definitely am.
Mm-hmm.
God wanted me to live like this.
Yes.
Not you, me.
Mm-hmm.
Except in this case, the pastor was not honest about where the money was going. And like with every other crypto investment opportunity out there, he rug pulled the congregation.
Yeah.
He rug pulled everyone in the name of the Lord.
That's right. At least the prosperity gospel guys are like, I'm going to use your money to buy myself a plane because Jesus wants me to get around this country as fast as possible.
This is like one of the most, if hell is real, like this is like top of the list.
You got to be going there. It's a one-way ticket.
Anyway, here's the New York Times with more.
A pastor in Denver who said that God told him to sell cryptocurrency to his followers was indicted this week on dozens of theft and fraud-related charges.
My diamond hands, hodlers.
You must go forth, create a cryptocurrency in my name, and sell it to your congregation.
Do your own research.
Anyways, he got the charges along with his wife for selling a digital coin that prosecutors said had no real value. The pastor, Eligio Regalado, and his wife, Caitlin Regalado, were indicted on Tuesday on 40 counts of theft, securities fraud, and racketeering by a grand jury in Denver District Court. The couple created and sold a God-inspired cryptocurrency called INDX coin and raised nearly $3.4 million by marketing it to their Christian followers, the Denver District
It's not even that much.
Yeah.
For like a preacher.
Yeah, you could have literally gone into prosperity gospel and made way more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that money was used to support the couple's lavish lifestyle, not their cryptocurrency business, prosecutors said. Between January 2022 and July 2023, the couple took money from about 300 investors who had been promised that their funds would be used to help pay for business operations and to sustain the liquidity of INDX coin, as well as Kingdom Wealth Exchange, the cryptocurrency exchange where the coin was sold and traded, according to the indictment. We got all the Christian coins.
This is like some righteous gemstones
Yes,
shit.
That's exactly what it sounds like. Rather than investing that money into their business, prosecutors said, Mr. Regalado and Ms. Regalado used it to pay for expenses that included home renovations, plane tickets, motel rooms, and au pair services.
The couple, who had no experience in cryptocurrency exchanges, wired money from investors directly to their personal bank and Venmo accounts, prosecutors said. The couple promised investors exorbitant returns on their investments while promoting a cryptocurrency that had zero value, the Denver District Attorney's Office said. The indictment said that the couple targeted Christians from their church and others as buyers for their cryptocurrency. Mr. Regalado had said in a 2022 video posted online that God told him to start his cryptocurrency business as a wealth transfer for his people, prosecutors said. On the company's website, Mr. Regalado and his wife said their cryptocurrency platform blends biblical kingdom principles of wealth creation with cutting-edge blockchain technology.
Oh my God.
None of these words are in the Bible.
That's true.
He said that God had once come to him in a dream and asked him to do so, and that God accepted that he and his wife spent the funds in a home remodel that the Lord told us to do.
After all, why shouldn't you?
This crown molding is getting quite ugly.
You need to replace these cabinets.
You should install a bidet in your bathrooms. The Lord loves a clean butthole.
That's right. No one with a dirty butthole gets to walk through the gates of heaven.
These soft close cabinets would create a much more peaceful environment in your kitchen.
That's right.
God. In March, Mr. Regalado said in a video posted on Facebook that he felt like a fraud. Yes, but that the feeling stemmed from a misunderstanding of how to receive God's grace.
I got the wires crossed in that dream.
I guess.
Christ does work in mysterious ways after all.
We all remember the story of Moses. He's out in the desert and he sees a burning bush. And he's like, what the fuck? How did that bush start on fire? And he walks up to it and it's like, Moses! Hodl!
You need to create a biblical exchange for Christ coins.
God. But
Anyways.
moving across the pond for the moment, as of last week, websites that host adult content in the UK are now required to verify a user's age before they are allowed to browse content. And this is all done under the guise of protecting children from seeing things that are harmful. But this will, of course, end up causing far more harm than good, and it'll risk exposing people's personal information and identities, even when connected to sites and services that aren't related to pornography. We literally moments ago discussed a story about what happens when everyone uploads age verification, ID verification to websites. It will eventually, if you're uploading that to every fucking website that has anything that resembles adult content, it's getting out at some point.
Yeah.
But social media sites and other platforms that host content that is deemed to be objectionable, completely subjectively, are also complying with the law and shutting down access to large swaths of the internet to people who don't want to fork over their government-issued IDs or scans of their faces in order to access some pretty mundane stuff. Now, this is without mentioning the fact that allows governments to also control the flow of information.
Yeah, so people who are like, say you're a teenager, you're in fucking high school. There's things about the world you should probably be finding out about, not just sexual in nature, but a lot of the stark realities of the world around you. And that's going to be withheld from you because you're not old enough to see whatever they deem is inappropriate.
So this is already starting to spread in the US as well, though not as intensely as in the UK. But looking at their system provides a little sneak peek at what's to come for us in the not so distant future. Here's Wired.
Beginning today, millions of adults trying to access pornography in the United Kingdom will be required to prove that they are over the age of 18. Under sweeping new online child safety laws coming into force, self-reporting checkboxes that allow anyone to claim adulthood on porn websites will be replaced by age-estimating face scans, ID document uploads, credit card checks, and more. Some of the biggest porn websites, including Pornhub and YouPorn, have said that they will comply with the new rules. And social media sites like Blue Sky, Reddit, Discord, Grindr, and X are introducing UK age checks to block children from seeing harmful content. Ultimately, though, it's not just Brits who will see such changes. Around the world, a new wave of child protection laws are forcing a profound shift that could normalize rigorous age checks broadly across the web. Protecting children online is a consequential and urgent issue, but privacy and human rights advocates have long warned that while they may be well-intentioned, age checks introduce a range of speech and surveillance issues that could ultimately snowball online.
They're also not very effective
No.
because, there's always a way around it.
Yeah.
And
People will figure it out. A lot of they point out that in areas that start enacting these age checks, the online activation of VPNs just skyrockets.
So you inconvenience everyone and accomplish very little in return. It continues, age verification impedes people's ability to anonymously access information online, says Rihanna Pfefferkorn, a policy researcher at Stanford University. That includes information that adults have every right to access, but might not want anyone else knowing they're consuming, such as pornography, as well as information that kids want to access, but that for political reasons gets deemed inappropriate for them, such as accurate information about sex, reproductive health information, and LGBTQ content. I just want to say, I'm pretty sure the first time I ever saw tits was as a child on a trip to England, because they have, at least back then, they had the porno mags just like out in the open at the supermarket or
Also
whatever.
much less restrictive on TV.
Yeah.
No, mine were definitely in like some fucking R-rated movie that my parents showed me way too young, or out the way it used to be done.
In the woods.
In the woods.
In the cooler.
You'd find the porno in the woods, and that was a very formidable experience
That
for
was
everyone.
community porno.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was for sharing with you and all your friends, left by some gracious hobo.
I don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
But someone else can use it. The article adds that there are potential privacy and security risks that come with all of the approaches, though, such as excessive data gathering, government surveillance, and the threat of data breaches. And opponents to age verification argue that the technologies are not reliable and can be circumvented. I saw something last week about using the photo mode in Death Stranding 2.
Just hold it up, yeah.
You just make, what's his name?
And honestly, with
Norman Reedus, just face him, saw someone using it, and it's like he was smiling, and they're like, "Stop smiling," and they just like it's
with
so
the controller,
it's so customizable in the game. You can change the facial expression.
Also, like with the rise of AI, like this is going to be a snap for anyone to just create an AI version of themselves that's older or whatever.
It's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
And it's gonna make everything less convenient for everyone else.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, like we said, one seemingly extreme example of this is a story from the UK, where users are apparently being asked to submit face scans in order to access content on Spotify. Here's 404 Media again with some info on that.
Spotify is requiring users in the UK to verify they're over 18 to view certain age-restricted content, and users are reporting seeing a pop-up on Spotify to verify their ages following the enactment of the UK's Online Safety Act last week. You may be presented with an age check when you try to access certain age-restricted content, like music videos tagged 18+, Spotify says on an informational page about the checks. If you fail the checks, or if the age verification system can't accurately determine your age, which involves getting your face scanned through your device's camera to determine your age, or uploading your license or passport if that doesn't work, your Spotify account will be deleted.
Jesus.
Quote, you cannot use Spotify if you don't meet the minimum age requirements for the market you're in. If you cannot confirm you're old enough to use Spotify, your account will be deactivated and eventually deleted, Spotify says.
Man. A spokesperson for Spotify responded to 404's story and said the following, while also asking them to update their headline, please. And they provided them an option, which is...
Why don't you make the headline else?
Yeah, here's the headline you might
You
want.
you could use this.
We are not forcing users to go through our age assurance checks. These are voluntary. There are multiple ways that users can go through our age assurance checks, e.g., ID verification, not just face scanning. These checks are not in order to access explicit content. They are to access music videos that are labeled 18+, they wrote. Will you please update your headline to reflect this, the spokesperson said. So to actually be accurate, your headline could read, Spotify is offering users age assurance technology to access music videos labeled 18+.
Oh. I'm sure that won't spiral into more restrictive stuff down the line.
So 404 Media did not update their headline, and they added the following note to the response from Spotify. All of this was already in the article as it first appeared when published Wednesday morning, cited directly from Spotify's own site.
So no thanks, not going to update that. But here's a quick one, really quick, from the world of brain-dead executives who think they are the smartest people in the world and that no one would ever be smart enough to pull a fast one on them.
No.
CEOs are literally licking their lips at the idea of replacing their workers with AI. And according to Gizmodo and Futurism, the thing that they like the most is that AI doesn't ask for raises and won't go on strike.
Yeah, it won't unionize either.
Yeah, you might have seen my response to this if you follow me on Blue Sky. I went a little viral, but no, you fucking idiot executives, you morons. AI absolutely can ask for a raise and can go on strike because the companies that are selling you the products are absolutely going to raise their prices and then drop you if you don't pay.
Yeah, it's the history of software as a service at this point. Is they get you hooked on the product while it's cheap. And then when you can't live without it, they can kind of charge whatever the fuck they want.
Even now, I'm not even using all of my fucking Google space. And if it gets to 80%, it starts blasting you with warnings about how you're immediately running out of space and need to start paying them more.
Also, all these AI companies are bleeding money with every
they're not
single
making
prompt.
any money,
They're
so
not,
they're gonna need
they're
to
doing
charge you
the
more.
They're doing the Uber model. Where
Yeah.
It's like we lose money every second for the first, 5 to 10 years. And then we rake it in.
Yeah. In fact, you'll be more inclined to keep paying their rates at whatever the cost because the AI that you gleefully use to replace all of your human employees will have total access to every single aspect of your business and will absolutely be sharing that information with their parent companies, whether they say it is or not. And then, you will have to pay the money because you are now beholden to the service. And you're the last person left because you're the fucking genius who fired everyone.
Yeah, what are you going to do? The work?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
People are all very stupid, and they literally don't understand that they're not the head of the company because they're smart. They're the head of the company because they are sociopaths who have no emotion when it comes to destroying people's lives for endless profits. They think they're smart because they're replacing people with AI that is, in actuality, probably going to mess things up at some point and will end up costing them more each and every year that goes by because none of these AI companies are anywhere close to being profitable and are offering unbelievable rates right now just to get you through the door. Like Elliot said, it's literally what Uber and every other startup did during the 2010s, only to then jack up the price after decimating all the other competition.
Yeah, an Uber that used to cost $10 now costs $35.
Yeah.
And we all miss it, but they were
That's what it costs,
They
yeah.
were doing the movie pass thing early on.
Like I was just in New York and I would have taken the train anyway, but just for shits and giggles, I was like, I wonder how much it would cost to take an Uber this morning. It was $150 to go from Midtown to JFK.
Yeah.
And it cost me like, I think $6 to go on the subway and the air train.
Yeah, and really not that much slower.
No, it was, I might have actually beaten the car there.
Yeah. I mean, but good thing the train exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is dumb. And I saw a survey recently. It's like 1 in 5 office workers say that they're lying and saying that they used AI when they didn't.
Yeah.
Because their bosses are like,
Sure.
"Oh, did you use ChatGPT?"
Yeah,
And
we
they're
did,
like,
yep.
Totally did, boss. But they're not actually doing it because they're like, "Yeah, this sucks."
And then
I
it's
do
like-
this job better than this fucking client.
And then the boss isn't going to judge them because the fucking computer did it. That's what he said. That's what it came back from chat. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he said.
But yeah, there's like it seems like in offices a lot of people feel like unnecessary pressure to use AI for tasks that it is not suited for.
Or that they could
don't
just
need
do
to-
very easily on their own.
Yeah.
Instead of coming up with a bunch of endless prompts to get the answer you want, I could just do the work.
But that's not as fun. All right, you waited long enough.
Yeah.
Here's your daily, absolutely bizarre update related to the President of the United States and his former best friend of multiple decades, Jeffrey Epstein. So on the last episode, we went through some truly strange statements made by Donald Trump related to his falling out with Epstein. The story for quite some time had been that their friendship ended over some botched real estate deal, though there were also rumors circulating that Epstein had once acted inappropriately at Mar-a-Lago. Trump decided to take the oddest possible turn in the story by claiming that, well, actually, his friendship with convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein ended because Epstein poached young women from the Mar-a-Lago spa, and Trump didn't like that he was stealing his beautiful young teenage female employees out from under him.
Sir, why would you say that?
He stole her.
Yeah, it's even before he elaborated on this, which made it much worse, but even that statement was very, I would say, incriminating and also very baffling.
Yeah,
for
and
someone who clearly wants everyone to stop talking about this and assume that he is innocent.
And it also raised further questions like, wait, could any of those hired help that Epstein poached from Donald Trump's resort, were any of those women that Jeffrey Epstein is documented to have abused?
Yeah.
And well, so yeah, a very strange thing to say for someone who really wants everyone to stop calling him a pedophile, who was friends with the world's most notorious pedophile. You'd think, I stopped being friends with him because I couldn't take his immoral behavior any longer. No.
Or just stick with the thing that the White House was saying about like the real estate deal or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, sir, we got the perfect, the timeline lines up and everything. If you go and say this other thing, then the timelines get all muddied and you actually sound way worse than people even thought a week ago.
No.
And that was bad.
No, I'm going to come up with a new one that sort of just underlines how out of touch with the average American experience I am by making it about someone stealing my servants.
Stealing my servants who were apparently admittedly underage at the
My
time.
underage spa servants. But it gets worse somehow because in a later interview that was recorded on Air Force One, Trump actually named the woman, and it was one of Epstein's most public accusers, Virginia Giuffre, who recently died by suicide earlier this year. Here's ABC News with more on this absolutely insane admission and how it also messes with his timeline of events in a way that creates more questions than answers.
As do all of his statements in the past couple of weeks. But yeah, this one in particular. Trump on Tuesday went on to say that Epstein stole young women who worked at the spa at his Mar-a-Lago club in Florida. People were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone, Trump told reporters on Air Force One. One of the workers, Trump said, was Virginia Giuffre, an Epstein accuser who said she was recruited by his associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, when Giuffre was an underage teenager working as a locker room attendant at Mar-a-Lago in 2000. I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people, Trump first said when asked about Giuffre, before going on to say more definitively, yeah, he stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us. None whatsoever. According to Social Security records submitted to the court during Giuffre's defamation case against Ghislaine Maxwell, Giuffre was employed at Mar-a-Lago Club LLC in 2000 and earned $1,866.50 during that calendar year. The duration and precise dates of her employment at Trump's club remained in dispute when the lawsuit settled in 2017.
Okay, so just a couple things. The word stole when referring to a human being is interesting.
Yeah.
But it's super weird. Again, this is just, information we've known for years that somehow has just sort of flown under the radar, even though it's public information. It's so insane to, like, describe a documented Epstein victim and former employee of yourself in a way where you express absolutely zero fucking sympathy
For what happened
to her.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Like, any normal person would be like, yeah,
what he did was monstrous.
What he did to her, like, she was a great employee and he took her from us, and what he did to her was terrible. No, none of that. He could not give less of a shit about this literal Epstein victim.
And based on, like,
he's more mad that Jeffrey Epstein, like, poached her.
And not to bring it up again, but based on when this happened, that would put her at 16, at the oldest 17 years old.
Yeah. Giuffre, then known as Virginia Roberts, subsequently went on to travel extensively around the world with Epstein and Maxwell over the next 2 years, according to flight logs kept by one of Epstein's pilots that have been entered into court records in civil and criminal cases. Asked about the discrepancy between the White House's reasoning for his split with Epstein and his own, that it was over Epstein stealing his employees, Trump said on Tuesday, "It's sort of a little bit of the same thing." As he told reporters that Epstein poached young female staff, Trump said, "People would come and complain, this guy's taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told him, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people." And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, "Out of here," Trump said. But previous comments from Trump suggested his falling out with Epstein occurred several years later than that. In 2002, Trump praised Epstein in a New York Magazine profile of the now deceased financier and convicted sex offender. So yeah, the timeline does not line up.
No. That interview is where he praised Epstein, calling him a terrific guy who likes him young.
Some say some of them are quite young.
He's got a great social life.
So yeah, that was 2002. Trump is claiming that he was pissed at Epstein for stealing underage girls from him 2 years before that. I mean, they got him dead to rights. The man is cooked.
Yeah.
Anyone who can't see it is being willfully obtuse.
But Christ, who knows what will happen next? Who knows what is happening in that mushy brain of his at any point in time? For someone who is eager to get people to stop talking about Epstein, he sure does talk about Epstein a lot.
He must be on the mind.
And continues to incriminate himself with every statement. So I let him talk, I guess. But anyways, that's it for today's episode. We will be back with more soon. In the meantime, please like the video, click the like button, prove to us that we can not put this guy in the thumbnail and still maintain a profitable show.
Luca.
Hey, Luca, come here.
Luca.
The dog's here. Give a like for Luca. He's entranced by
Luca.
the door.
Baby boy, come here.
Yes. Oh. There he is.
Say hello.
He's got his handkerchief. Don't show his weenus. Anyways, that's it. Yes, make sure you click the like button. Leave a comment. Talk about our dystopian future down in the comment section below. Click the join button if you want. And make sure you watch our previous videos. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.